welcome. This is our first official mastermind, so I'm really blessed to have you all here. Super stoked. Before we kind of dive into what this whole week and the rest of this weekend is about, we'll just kind of backtrack a little bit as to like how me and Martin got here. So I know two of you know my personal story. Sam, I know we chatted a little bit about it. Eric, we've just met, but I was actually born not being able to walk. So I spent the first 5 years of my life with botched conditions. So as you can see, my entire leg was cut up in Bulgaria. And the reason why that was done was doctors in Bulgaria were corrupt and they get paid per operations, which rendered me immobile for 5 years. I had 3 operations before 3.5. And ultimately, from the age of 5 to 18, my mobility was always in question.
Still cute though.
Huh? Still cute. Still a little fucker, right? Luckily, I was able to overcome a lot of that, and this is where me and Martin really found synergy. Stepped into natural bodybuilding for the WMBF, competitive Ironman triathlon, and this actually taken in Whistler, funny enough, so Grand Fondo racing. So no matter the limitations, I realized that because I had this condition, I had this problem, I had to be really granular, and I had to tackle my health in a new way. I couldn't treat it like anybody else. I couldn't just eat healthy or sleep mediocrely. I had to be really granular about it. These are just some of the accolades. So 320K biked in a day, sub 4-hour marathon, and then we have 225K biked in a day. Luckily, me and Martin found synergy right away. He was the #1 lifter in Canada, and he'll come up here in a second, chat with you all about some of his accolades, some things I just talked about, and then we also have Jameson Fluids, which is actually one of the top Ironman in Canada, on our back and doing our coaching. So together, we realized that there were holes as the vehicles in health, right? All of you have vehicles for your business. You have sales and marketing teams, you have, you use Stripe to some extent, you use Slack. Those are the aspects and tools that you use to deliver something. That doesn't exist for health. What do we have? We have Uber Eats. But when you order Uber Eats all the time, it's fast and it's convenient, but the quality is shit. You can have a meal prep service, just like that. So you're eating crappy food that you have to reheat. None of these things elevate status, which is what we realized with Optimobility. We realized that there's holes and that there's not a vehicle created. No one is doing science behind breaking down what your body's telling you. Today we're gonna have a chef that comes in that's gonna clean up and prep all the food for us. We don't have time for that. We're all focusing on our business, we're all focusing on scaling it. And it's about combining all of these things holistically where everything is cultivated. So we found specialists and we found pros so that we're not duct taping this together, that really provide an emphasis, and we're like the glue, right? A physiotherapist is amazing at understanding the body's kinetics. His mind plugs in. The doctor sees things holistically. He can prescribe supplements, etc. That's another plug-in. So we pretty much bring all of this together so that you guys don't waste your time in the kitchen, just like how I did when I was starting my business. I didn't have time to cook and clean, even though I had to, scale, etc. And ultimately, the only things that work are breaking down what your bodies are telling you. And we'll have Nathan chat, and I'll ask him some questions here in a bit. But with Nathan specifically, and with me and myself and Martin, we do our blood work and we see what our gaps are. We're not just guessing, we're not just eating healthy, we're not just training. Everything is granular and everything has a purpose. That way, we're doing true science as well. Easy things get done. We don't have mental bandwidth to clean up our dishes or cook everything or do all this testing or try and be professionals. We have to make it easier for ourselves to be healthy on a day-to-day basis. Otherwise, it just won't get done. And ultimately, that's just a big summary, and some of the things you guys should think about is make sure that you're not wasting your time with your health. Do science. See and understand where you're actually at, and make things easy and simple to get done. If you have good food in front of you, you'll eat it. But if it's not easy and it's not in front of you, it probably won't get done as well. The one thing just to, as I wrap up here, one of the biggest things you guys want to really think about is the vehicle. You have to make health, and you have to see it as a vehicle, because ultimately that's your biggest lever. It's your only source of output. It's you. You want that clarity, you want that mental focus, you want that longevity, and ultimately you want that exponential reward curve so that you're alive and you're well and you're thriving in 30, 40, 50, 60 years from now. And that starts right now. So put that thought, put the system, build that behind yourself, and you'll see exponential gains and returns. We chatted about that. Joao is going to be coming in tonight. He's our chef that serves our clients here in Vancouver. So he's coming down from Vancouver to prep a beautiful barbecue and a ton of food for us, which we'll go over, just some of our other chefs as well. This is what the food's going to look like once it's ready for us. It'll be put in meal prep containers if we need it on the go. We'll probably just do sandwiches for the hike, but these are just some examples of some of the food that is in the home based on those things. We have Joao's, and then there's also nannies / housekeeper chefs, depending on what works best for the family.
Kimberly.
Yeah, so Kimberly is actually, I'd say, Kimberly and Susie are two of the best that we have. Nathan, would you give your 2 cents on your experience with Kimberly and Victoria?
Yeah, bro. Kimberly is the straight up GOAT. She took care of me and my girlfriend and Reed and Colin. All of us were living in a big house over the summer. Last summer in Victoria for like 3.5 months. And yeah, Eon and Martin placed Kimberly in the house. And like the first week, you know, it takes a little bit of time to get to know the space and get to know us. And so I think she was just very much like following the rigid structure of like what you sent her, which was fine, and she executed that well. But then once I got to know her very well, it was like, dude, she just completely like changed everything. Like she was going in my room and like organizing my shirts exactly how I like them. But then on top of that, she's like being proactive. She's like telling me like things that I should have done better or could have improved, which is nice because, you know, when you hire employees or you have people working for you, like most of the time they're constantly expecting orders and SOPs and this and that. But when you have someone who's actually proactive and can think like a manager or creator instead of just an employee, it's so nice, especially in this role. And then she was coming in and she was like, she introduced me to Manuka honey and kind of this stuff that I didn't even know about. And I was like suffering from a wound at that point in time, a very interesting kind of funny wound. And she was like helping me with that. And she's like helping me with everything. And her meals were fucking fantastic. Like she was going off book a bit, but she was keeping the macros obviously, and she was going to like multiple places in the city to get the freshest ingredients, only the best stuff for us, and just going above and beyond with like certain snacks that are like low cal and high protein, and just making sure that like everything is taken care of to the point where I have to do no work whatsoever around the house. And I think that really is like the biggest thing, or like the pinnacle of what optimability is to me. It's like buying back all of my time so that I can put all of my time and energy to either working my career or spending my time on things that I genuinely enjoy doing. And for me, it's like I don't love taking care of the house and cooking and cleaning and going out and grocery shopping. And so having someone full time that's doing everything for you, it was a game changer for me. And that's why I always rock with housekeepers and chefs nowadays.
Yeah, beautiful. That's awesome, man.
That was a great explanation. So Nathan actually described, would you consider her like an extension of your household, like somewhat of another member in the household?
I would consider her the straight up mom of the house.
Bingo. So that's a really great orchestration, because some people will vibe better with a chef, somebody that is more culinary focused, as opposed to what Nathan just explained, which is a whole other member. So it really does depend on what vehicle is chosen for the in-home automation piece, but those are just some considerations. Kimberly's great. Karen is William's housekeeper as well. Some other photos of the meals. Some of the spaces, like Nathan said, they'll clean the whole space, take care of everything, make sure it's all pretty and neat, and the ethos and the energy levels you guys up. Before we wrap up, obviously we have Nathan here. So this is actually, this takes me back because me and Nathan went to the same high school, and he's patient zero. When I started my entrepreneurship journey, when I started Optimability, 3-4 years ago, before me and Martin even incorporated, I hit Nathan up, and luckily, to some extent, because of the Ironmans and all the things I've done, he wanted to work with me. And throughout that entire journey, to just see that friendship and that relationship thrive and get results for him and make his life easier, just like how he explained, has been truly a blessing. So Nathan, I'll pass it back to you. Is there anything that you'd add to the results, or kind of like the whole ethos on top of what you just spouted about Kimberly?
Yeah, it's funny actually. The photo on the left there was probably like, I think around the time that we first started working together. So this is like, gosh, like a couple of years ago now. Yeah. And then that photo on the right, I think was like kind of last summer-ish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that was probably like after like a year and a half working together. And really, what we see here is we see obviously results just visually by looking, but it's not even like the results that you can just tell by looking. It's the results that is sort of internal that is like more important to me, because obviously there on the left, I still have a decent amount of muscle mass. If I just went through in like a pretty intense like 4-week cut, I would probably look similar to how it is on the right there. But really throughout that phase, it wasn't just about like aesthetics. Like, you know, Eon and Martin both know that I've had numerous goals over the past couple of years and still do, and I want to achieve like health in all aspects. I don't just want to be like a meathead that can lift. I don't just want to be fast. I don't just want to be strong. I don't just want to be flexible. I don't just want to be able to run. I literally want to do it all. I have insane shiny object syndrome when it comes to like fitness. And I found that obviously working with OptiMobility has helped me achieve a lot of the things that I want so far, and I'm still on my way. I have a lot of, I'd say somewhat ambitious goals for the next couple of years, but I'm pretty confident that if I keep this trajectory up, I'll be able to hit them.
Awesome. Yeah, I appreciate that. Last 2 slides. You have your itinerary here. You'll see them around. There's one here, there's one at that table, and there's one downstairs as well. That'll show you the full overview of what we're doing this weekend. Just simple housekeeping rules. You're welcome in our space. Please use it. It's for you. Film content. Do what you would normally do. Respect the space, I'd say. Just general housekeeping tips. And then quick last slide, station overview. So you'll notice, like I already explained, the entire fridge is stocked up with the highest quality produce. You'll see grass-fed, free-range meat coming in once the chef's in there. San Pellegrino. Over there we have a recovery station that's all for you guys to use. Rollers, massage guns, etc. Whatever you need to recover and stretch, we'll also be guiding you through some of those things as well. And then right here you have some nose strips, some mouth tape to really help your recovery, you know, get you primed up for the big hike tomorrow, as well as a lot of the events. So everything in this space that coincides with you existing and your non-negotiables. You have to sleep, you have to eat, you have to train. All that is taken care of for you so that it can all uplift you guys and be a synergistic overview of this entire experience. So we're really excited, and we appreciate you coming, and I'll hand it off to Martin.
Just a couple guys that we've worked with. I won't go through this. Mainly what I want to show is just our experience. Oh, there's Nathan. Yeah, so we're both pretty high level athletes ourselves. I was a powerlifter before, and then did Ironmans, and then I just finished a 100-mile race. And then Eon also bodybuilder, Ironman, clubfoot advocate. He's all sorts of accomplishments as well. So we came together to kind of make health more holistic. So we're mostly on the performance side of things, and that's what we're going to be doing a lot on this trip. Tomorrow we're doing 30K. Let me actually see if I can find it here. So Ironman and this. Oh yeah, I climbed Everest, not actual Everest, but the elevation in 12.5 hours, just like gross grind over and over. So yeah, this one right here.
There it is, on the far left.
Yeah, so basically we'll be starting down here, and then we're in the trees for probably like 2 hours, and this is like the worst part of the hike. But then once we come out, we're in this like beautiful valley, right? So when I do this every year, but last time I did this, we basically went over here and then up through this area is where we'll reach Panorama Ridge, and then you can see like absolutely all the mountains, everything. And then from here to here is about 15K. So we're gonna go 15K here, come back down, 15K, 30K total. It's nothing crazy. I was able to do, so the year before this, actually, I did 50K in 9 hours. So if we can do 30K in 8 hours, which like, come on guys, it's it's not that bad. Then we're perfectly on time. And then after the walking, and you know, you probably will be in pain, we're going straight to the spa. So ideally we get home around like 4:30ish. We all kind of just like recoup, recover, whatever we need to do. And then we leave for the spa around 5 p.m. We get there around like 5:15. And I've got a massage book for everybody. So we'll start with a deep tissue massage, and then following that is sauna cold plunge. So once that's all done, I think it should take like 2 hours. You have experience there, right?
Yeah.
So you start with sauna, or you start with massage, and then you go cold and sauna?
You can kind of start with either or. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So once that's all done, we'll come back here. We'll have dinner either inside or on the deck if it's nice. We'll get some barbecue going. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Any questions? Anybody got any special allergies or restrictions, anything there?
I would just say, like, have we prepared with bear spray and stuff?
Yeah, I have bear spray,
Yeah,
first aid kit, all that stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be like my biggest concern.
No, there's me.
Are we running the?
We won't run. We won't run at all.
No.
Unless you guys are like really feeling it.
Running? What are we running?
No, the 30K. I thought
Oh,
you were
hell
doing
no,
the
no.
30K.
I just need to make sure, bro. I just
We can't run 30K.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Typically, like
We're not that optimal
I'll
just
go with Like last year I went with a bunch of like athletes, like really crazy fucking guys. So we did run it. That's why we got 50K done in 9 hours. But we won't run it. We're basically doing like half the distance in the same amount of time.
Okay.
So we'll be chilling. And then we also have
Does he know you do social media?
What does that mean?
do you guys have packs, like hiking packs?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're chilling.
Yeah, okay.
I have some extras as well.
Yeah, we got some extras over here. I'll see, like, because you guys don't want to bring a big bulky backpack.
Yeah.
Right? Like, ideally, you want to see.
Yeah, but not the hiking one. The one with like the straps on your thing and everything.
Yeah, here you go.
So we got 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this one, like, just super light stuff. Like, this is an actual backpack, but this one's like super light. Like, you can put like 2 water bottles. Same with this one. This one actually has a bladder.
And we have a light shot too, as well.
Yeah, I mean, I go up every year and I just like, it's Whistler water. Like, I just fill up my bottle, I drink it.
Yeah.
Never any issues. So we'll be good there. Water is no problem. It's just food. But we'll have breakfast, burritos, and sandwiches. So
Yeah.
awesome.
Any questions?
What time do we start tomorrow?
Yeah, so luckily we have day passes reserved, which is like the biggest hurdle in all this is like sometimes it'll just fill up so quick, but we got the day passes. So we can go ideally leave here by 7. We get there for 7:30 and then everyone kind of like does their thing, gets ready. It'll be morning, so washroom there if you have to like piss or shit, get that done beforehand because once you're going up, it's really hard to. There's one bathroom like 5 kilometers up, which is like the second saving grace, but after that you're all on your own. And then ideally we get to the peak at 12. So 8 a.m. to 12 is like the 4 hours to get to the peak, and then 12 to 4 is what it takes to get down. But it's all downhill, like it should be even quicker than that.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
yeah.
Sounds good.
Do you guys have the appropriate shoes? Everyone's
I've
good
got
there.
trainers. Trainers.
Yeah. Okay.
I do hikes anyway in trainers. I don't really.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of hiking boots.
Okay, nice. Yeah, this is a pretty rigorous. Like in these mountains, you can get into some like pretty extreme levels of hiking. Like if we do Black Tusk, have you done Black Tusk?
No.
Yeah, so-
I've seen it. Yeah.
Fucked, bro. So if we do like I did Black Tusk that 1 year, and basically you're like climbing up the chute of like rocks, and behind you there's nothing. And like the week that we went up there, that same like a couple days before, some girl was like she was climbing wrong, she slipped and fell and died. So like we can do all sorts of different stuff based on everyone's comfort level, but
Let's
this
do
one,
that. Let's do that.
what I'm getting to is this one is the easiest one. So you literally have nothing to worry about. I know 30K sounds like a little menacing, but like everyone here can walk a marathon, and this is not even a marathon, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
If one of us dies, we'll get him on clip. Optomobility will go viral.
We'll make the optomobility will make
yeah,
the news,
I mean,
bro.
Hope it all goes smoothly, but you know, it's
Bro, imagine the social media after.
yeah. All right, let's 4:42. Dinner is gonna be served around 8:30. So why don't we go into Whistler Village, grab something to eat, and then just like chill around the house, just like get to know each other. Content, if it's gonna work, like table there, table up everywhere. So yeah, sounds good.
Sweet.
Awesome. Let's get
Has
going.
anyone ever died on this trail that we're doing?
Of course, people die all the time.
Yeah,
People die from all kinds of shit.